If I put this wig in my head, it's over. If I put this wig in my head, it's over. If I put this wig in my head, it's over. But you bitches, cause that bitch finna be mad, okay?
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, y'all, before we even get into this video, this color is everything. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna do y'all like that. I'm gonna make sure I show you guys exactly how I treat this color. So if you did not do so already, just go ahead and thumbs up this video, turn on your notifications and subscribe right now before we even get into this video. But anyways, what's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, then welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I colored my wig, and today's hair is provided by Vshow Hair. This is Vshow Hair. This is a 26-inch 613 blonde wig. Okay, it is a full like lace frontal wig or whatever like that. Like, I do have the parting space in the middle, and I have some parting space on the side as well. Like, not for like a deep side part, but you know, just like a good enough side part space. And today I'm going to be coloring this wig purple, and I will be using the color Rich Eggplant as my main color. And I'm just going to add just a few highlights to the top using the color Orchid or Orchid, one of those, y'all. It's Orchid or Orchid, potato, but it's going to be like just a slightly lighter purple that I will be doing for the highlights. And right now I'm just parting my wig off into two little small sections, and those two sections right there will be where I'm going to have my highlights mixed in with that Rich Eggplant color. So I just went ahead and part my wig down the middle, and I just made two small sections, but everything else that's out in the back is going to be Rich Eggplant. So today I decided not to take the easy way out, which is watercoloring, because I did not want my colors to not be like even tone. So even though I hate doing it like this, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it took hours, but I'm just going to paint the color on there by hand. And I'm going to also show you guys how I did not stain my lace when it came to coloring the front of the lace, but we will get, you know, to that section later on. But right now I'm just taking 2 bottles of that Rich Eggplant purple, and it's a really dark purple, but it is so pretty, y'all. So pretty, as y'all seen in the beginning with my little TikTok. Make sure y'all follow me on TikTok, by the way. But yeah, I'm just taking my 2 bottles of that Rich Eggplant color, and I'm just taking my little dot brush, and I'm just going to brush this color on in from the roots to the end, getting all in between and all in the greens. Y'all already know, like, if you're familiar with coloring, you know this process. It gets tiring, it gets annoying, but this is the, you know, guaranteed way that your color comes out really good and even toned. So I'm just going to pretty much do what's self-explanatory, just painting the color on there from roots to end. And you know, I did not have no gloves, like I never do, always forget to get them, but I'm just gonna have to use my hands and get down and dirty and, you know, get my hand in that color and just, you know, get it on there. But I do have a quick little tip for you guys that I learned from my cousin Asia. If you're coloring a wig and you do not have any gloves and you need, you know, the color to get stained to your hand, just go in your house, get you some bleach, like some regular Clorox bleach, and just pour, you know, just a little bit in your hand and just massage it around your hands. And I tell y'all, that color comes off like it was never on your hands. So you don't have to walk around with no stained pink, stained purple, stained black, stained red hands no more. If you already knew about this, my bad, I'm late. But if you did not know, here's something new. You learn something new every day. And when I put that bleach on my hand, all that color came off like it was never there. So that was a good little tip, and you learn something new every day. So just had to share that with y'all, so y'all gotta walk around looking like y'all done been painting masterpieces, okay? But nevertheless, I'm just gonna go ahead and just continue to brush this color in, comb it thoroughly, make sure I get in those places, make sure nothing is still, you know, blonde. And I'm just gonna repeat these steps until I get all the way to the top. this is me getting all of the back part colored. So now we are working on the frontal part of the wig. Now this part is very, very important. Y'all see how purple my hands is, but nevertheless, this is the most important part, okay? When you're getting to this frontal part, you do not want to stain your lace because it's going to look horrible, okay? Horrible. So first I'm just gonna go ahead and just get like that purple color on the main part, and I'm still using the rich eggplant color because, like I mentioned, those two little sections at the top is the only place where I'm gonna add those highlights. A little cheap way to do it for me. You know, I was not gonna sit there and highlight no whole front part, so I said, you know, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna find a way to just still get my highlight look without having to do too much work. But I'm just taking that purple and I'm just getting it all the way, you know, not all the way, but it's close enough so I can really focus on getting the lace on that frontal part without staining the actual lace itself. So I'm just taking my dye brush and I'm kind of taking it like up and down versus me painting it like flat, just up and down. I kind of, you know, turned it to like an angle, and I'm just brushing it with like, I don't even know how to describe the strokes, but I'm not getting all the way like try not to touch the lace. Let me just say that. Try not to touch the lace, you know, with the brush. Just get as close as you can, because if anything, you can go in with a rat tail comb and just really, you know, comb the color all the way up to the root. But I'm taking really, really thin sections, and I think if you take thinner sections, it will actually let you accomplish your job much easier without making a mess. So as you can see how thin those sections are, I'm just taking it and taking that color, taking that brush, and just really brushing it in. And I know it looks like I'm doing it really, really rough right here because the video is sped up, but I promise you guys, I was very, very gentle on this part. Like, I had to get as close as I could and really gently stroke that color in. And just the smaller the sections you take, the better you will have as far as like results, and the less chance you have of actually staining your lace. So yeah, if you want to take the long road like me and get the color in there and don't have to worry about no stained lace, then definitely do this technique, but you would definitely have to take your time when you get to the front. want to make sure all of the hair is colored on this side up to the roots carefully, and I'm going to repeat the same steps on the other side. But after I do the other side off camera, I will just go ahead and begin to show you guys how I added the light purple highlights to the top. And like I mentioned, I did not highlight the whole thing, only that top section area, but you guys will see that in the next clip. So now I'm taking that lighter purple. It's called orchid, whatever you want to call it. But I will be using that color to do the highlights with the rich eggplant. And of course, for this process, you will need some aluminum foil because you have to do the weaving in and out method to pull down the hairs that you're going to highlight. And of course, I'm still going to do the rich eggplant roots. So the roots will still be dark. And then the sections that I'm going to highlight will have the dark purple roots, and then of course the light purple as the highlights. So the same thing with doing the roots. I'm going to go ahead and do my root section first. So I'm going to take that brush and just work that color carefully in the roots area of that wig. And like I mentioned, carefully, because you do not want to stain the lace. You don't want to get any color on the lace, so just be very, very careful. If you feel more comfortable with doing it with the comb, then do it with the comb. Don't necessarily use the brush if you feel a little bit iffy about it. But now that I went ahead and applied the color to the roots, what I'm going to do is take my rat tail comb and I'm going to do the weaving in and out method. And that pretty much means you're going to take the hair, you're going to go loop in, loop down, loop up, loop down, loop up, loop down. And all the hairs that you get on the top of the comb, you just pretty much pull and separate it from the hair that you did not pull down. So you guys could kind of see what I did right there. I tried to explain it as I was doing it. I was looping in and out. So once you do that method, you will have not all of the hair that you grabbed in that section, but just a few pieces. And because it's a small section, for each weaving out method, I probably got like 3 or 4 little sections that I will highlight. But right now I'm just taking that same rich eggplant color and just applying all of that color onto that foil. And then I'm going to place another foil on top of that. That way the colors do not mix. And then the part that I pull to the top, I will highlight, I will paint the color on there using another, another dye brush, because you do not want to use the same brush because then you're going to get the same color. So I took another dye brush and I put that dye in a separate bowl. And now I'm taking that lighter dye, and as you can see the color difference already. And I'm just going to paint it all the way on there and just make sure you get, the color in between all of the strands. And like I mentioned, don't forget to lay that second foil down before you pull down your highlighted pieces down. So I'm just taking that light purple and coloring it all the way down to the ends. And just make sure that you take the light purple on top of that dark purple too, so you get a nice little blended transition. And I'm just going to repeat these steps over and over until the full top section is finished. Because this section here is a lot of repetition, I did not show the whole entire process, but this is what it looks like after removing the foil. As you guys can see, you can definitely see the shades of the lighter purple that was highlighted in and the rich eggplant color. And this is what it looks like after shampooing and drying the lace. And I went ahead and plucked and hot comb as well. So the whole entire wig is not highlighted like I mentioned. Just those few little highlights at the top made a big difference. And now I'm gonna go ahead and install the wig. I don't think I ever did purple hair, honestly, y'all. So I don't think I ever did. So this might be my first time here, but I absolutely love this color. Honestly, I really did. And I was just, very careful because I really did not want to stain that lace. So I was happy that the lace did not come out stained or anything like that. But as you guys can see, this wig is nice and full. I love it, love it, love it. But now I'm going to go ahead and do an install. So pretty much I'm just going to do the same steps that I do with every installation. But y'all know, I tell y'all, you know, with the color hair, you might have to take some little extra steps, you know, melting it in and making it blend, you know, good and everything like that. So, but you know, I first started off by doing, you know, cutting off the, you know, the straps on the ears, the extra space on the ears. And now I'm just going to take my foundation color, and I am using the Ruby Kisses palette. And remember when I told y'all I was going to tell y'all the two palettes that I use? One is called Ruby Kisses, the Ruby Kisses palette. And that's like the palette I just showed you, where you have two different shades in one little, in one little pack, I guess. And the other foundation that I'll be using is Kiss Professionals. So it's Ruby Kisses, that's one brand. And the brand Kiss, you know, it's a Kiss Professionals on the back. That's a whole nother brand. And the Kiss Professional has one shade in their palette, but the Ruby Kisses foundation has two shades in their palette, but they are both cream foundations. And I told y'all I prefer to use cream foundations because they go on, you know, they go on the lace smoother. And I just like it better. Powder is too messy for me. Or you can use liquid, but don't pour like the liquid onto the lace directly. You still want to just pour a little bit of that foundation on the back of your hand, and then you could take your makeup brush and, you know, tap it in that foundation and then apply it to your lace. So don't forget, guys, Ruby Kisses foundation, or you can use Kiss Professionals foundation palette. With color hair, like I mentioned, you gotta probably take some extra steps to, you know, really make it blend or whatever. So I'm just trying to take my time. Honestly, my hair was cute, but it wasn't my favorite install, you know, to me. But I did love the color and everything like that. But I think also because I was kind of like rushing because we was going somewhere. So it was like, I was just like, let me hurry up and just do my wig. But to love your hair completely, don't rush it, okay, guys? Just really take your time. Like, overall, I still feel like it came out, you know, pretty cute. But I know it wasn't, like, my best work, in my opinion. But, you know, we are always our hardest critics on ourselves. But, like I mentioned, I still like the look overall. And I did, you know, really like the color. So, I'm just placing that lace into that glue, of course, and I applied that melt belt, and I let it sit and removed it after 10 minutes. But now, after removing it, you know, I still do have a little extra lace around my ear area, so I'm just cutting that off, and then I will go in with a razor and, you know, razor off the lace. But, however, my lace was, not my lace, but my razor was a little rusty, child. I, you know, realized that I was using not a fresh lace glider like I should have been. I was using the old one, so it took me a little minute to get that lace cut off. But yes, please make sure you are using a fresh razor. Learn from my mistakes, okay, y'all? Please learn from my mistakes. So use a fresh razor whenever you are cutting off the lace. Me, I don't cut my lace off using scissors. I just feel like the razor cut give you the most natural results, and you can't really see like where the lace starts and stops. But if you actually use like scissors, to me, even if you're going in a zigzag motion with the scissors, I still feel like you can still see where you cut the lace. So I just prefer the razor, and I just go on top of the lace and just glide it all off. I just cut off everything that's not glued down pretty much, because I do apply my glue exactly where I need it to be. So if it's not glued down, then I just don't need it for the install, and I just cut it all off. Kisses foundation again. And the palette color that I am using today, y'all, is level 13. I usually use like 15, but I actually like the 13. I don't know, because with the palettes, they have like 2 different shades in them. So I try to grab different level of palettes that have like my shade in there, and you know, most of the shades, skin tones that I usually, you know, install on. But yeah, I feel like each palette, you could probably use certain colors from each palette depending on your skin tone. But I am using that level 13 as I mentioned. And I went ahead and tapped some more across my hairline. And now I'm just going to start the styling process before I actually tie it down again and pull down the baby hair section and all that. So I'm just taking a hot comb and a wax stick and just try to get, you know, my parting area situated. And then once I finish that, I will put down a section for the baby hairs, and then spray it with Tresemme, tie it down, and curl my hair while that melt belt is actually sitting on the hairline. While that melt bed is sitting, I am going to take my flat iron and I'm just going to like hand curl my hair. Some people don't know how to curl with a flat iron, y'all, and you just twist it the same way you would as if it was a curling iron. It's really not no difference between it. It's really not hard. You just gotta you know, put that wrist in motion. You just gotta keep twirling and twirling and twirling. And I like to I clamp the flat iron open and close like really, really fast. And that's how I also help the hair, like the flat iron move down the hair. So I just pretty much did that around the whole head, the same process, just curling it with the flat iron. It look a mess right now, y'all. Like I said, I was rushing. So don't kill me in the comments if, you know, if you don't like it, to be honest. But I went ahead and did my baby hairs off camera, and I, you know, combed through my hair, and this is the finishing look. So let me know what you guys think down below.